Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Open Potato. This is Factory Town. That's right. In the last episode, things went very, very well. We successfully got the magma production up and running. I do worry, though. I do worry that whilst we were getting the magma production up and running, we did sort of neglect to address what I didn't think would be a big deal, running out of blue coins, but has actually transpired to probably turn into a little bit more of a problem than I originally anticipated. Now, don't get me wrong, we've still got a little bit of blue coin income coming through. These cargo boats, that's a very bad demonstration, because that's not a cargo boat that is the one that I want to focus on. Yeah, so this barn over here, this barn currently accepts both medical wraps and also ointments, both of which are sold for not an insignificant number of blue coins. However, there are so many parts, so many important processes that involve spending blue coins. The magic forge, for example, cannot create any crystals, which means that we're not going to be able to ship crystals out to our air temple, our earth temple, our fire temple, etc., etc., etc. You get the deal. Also, mining gold. Crazily enough, that requires a blue coin. So there is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that is contingent on us getting the blue coin production restarted. Is it coin production? I don't know, but you know what I mean. Getting it restarted. Anyway, what can we do here? There's a whole bunch of options. Well, we're getting bandages. We're not getting anywhere near enough bandages. So sorting out bandages in the first instance would be a good idea, I think. Ointment as well. We want to really see if we can try and boost our ointment production. What else have we got that sells for a lot here? An elixir? I mean, an elixir. What are the chances that we're going to be able to manufacture an elixir? Well, no, negative, given the fact that we need water purification to be unlocked before we manage to get that done. Now, water purification is something that we do want to research. We are going to be, I hope, over the course of this episode, setting up our water temple, setting it up to create water crystals, mostly because I would love to use water power in order to use the enchanters to produce a water ring, because that in and of itself sells for 30 coins, 30 blue coins, although that is at the specialty goods store as opposed to the apothecary, which is where most of the blue coin operations happen. So let's sort out medical wraps. I keep on wanting to say medicinal wraps. I have no idea why. Let's sort out ointment production. Health potion is another one. There's a potential for a health potion. A health potion is actually manufactured in a kitchen, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? No, I am mistaken. I am entirely mistaken. It must be an enchanter. I've seen it before. Yeah, so it is an enchanter. It requires a remedy and it requires fruit juice, both of which are actually made in a kitchen. So that's where my mind was with that. It also requires a rather large number of red coins, to be honest with you, but that's okay. Anyway, where do we go from here? What can we do? To be honest, mostly just herbs. If we're able to get more herbs, then that would put us in a really, really good position. Now, the thing that's been holding me back on this is that I thought for the longest time, hey, you know what? We're actually quite close to getting the next level of belt. I say the next level of belt. I mean the final level of belt, actually. We're not far off it. We just need to play around with the air power system and whatnot, because that is where the belt comes into play. However, I don't think that that's going to happen in as timely a manner as I would like it to. So therefore, I'm going to hopefully see if we can try and get a setup going over here. There we go, looking good. Let's take all of this back, and we're gonna see if we can try and create another belt full of herbs. Is it a little bit risky? I mean, it's not risky per se. It's just a little bit tight, you know. It's a little bit tight to fit all of these belts in here. Not to mention that I'm kind of hoping that as we go forward, we can reduce the number of belts because we're increasing the speed of the belts. But that so far hasn't really happened, to be honest. That's a pretty ambitious ambition, to be honest. The ambition to speed up the belts and get them removed. Herbs. You know what? Let's remove this resource here. Remove the block tile and remove that as well. Now, let's move this well over here. Let's move this conveyor over here. And that in there like so. That is a monstrous place to stick that. Excellent. Okay. Work with me on this one, video game. We can do it. Okay. This needs to be set as only herbs. Brilliant. It's right there. Let's pick up the resources just to make sure that there's no cotton on the belts. Again, probably won't make a difference for a while, but that's fine. We'll get that all sorted. Yeah, we need to come up and over this cloth conveyor belt here, and I don't want to go over this, I don't know, 3-lane highway of a belt that we've got sitting over there. So I think we're just gonna have to design a bespoke crossing point. Not necessarily a problem. There we go. That was very quick, wasn't it? Holy cow, that felt efficient. Either way, I've cleared the route here, so we should have no issues. We should have no issues getting this all set up here. Excellent. Very, very happy with that. Now, we're going to need to redo this slightly. So let's stop branching, and then let's do that there. And to be honest, I think that might just work. I am going to buffer this with a silo just to be on the safe side. But that's the sort of capacity that we need. We need a lot of... Okay, maybe I need even more herbs, to be honest. Maybe I need even more herbs. Hate this. Hate this. Let me see if I can remove that. Yeah, so that we don't end up splitting the herbs onto that belt either. Cool. Okay, so that's like a fairly good system. I'm pretty happy with that. Is that enough to... That's enough to give us pretty much continual ointment production, which is really, really good. Yeah, very, very happy with that. It's going to take a little while for us to get to where we need to be in terms of that production, but even the fact that we've just got it more consistently producing is a huge step in the right direction. It really, really is. To be honest, I'm half inclined just to get another kitchen, to be honest, that is producing this ointment stuff, because it really is that important. Also, let's increase the amount of fish oil that goes into this kitchen, because that is now the limiting factor. Excellent. Okay, so that may very well fix our problems. I say fix. Fix is too strong of a term. It may temporarily address our problems. Or it may not. It may not. In order to hit the level 10 upgrade, we need to get 100 Omni Stone. Yeah, we're a little bit off the Omni Stone. To be fair, we're a little bit off the Omni Stone. This is looking good, though. This is looking really, really good. We've got a backlog of ointment. We can afford to stick a second or maybe even a third person into here. Yeah, there we go. That's not looking too shabby at all. That's not looking too shabby at all. I wonder, is it worth seeing if we can... Is it worth seeing if we can squeeze in a separate workshop? A separate workshop for all of this stuff? I mean, I wonder if I was to take a copy of this and stick this out here and assign this to work on medical wraps exclusively. And then this workshop was just able to output the poultices directly to here. What do we need to do? We need to supply cloth. We need to supply ointment. It would be a little bit of a pain in the backside, wouldn't it? Yeah, you know what? I think this is too risky a process, to be honest. Too risky a process. I don't think we want to mess it up too much. I think I'm quite content to just bump up a number of workers in each of these kitchens. Let's bump that up to 5. Yeah, holy cow, we really do need a lot of... We really, really do need a lot of this fish oil stuff. Yeah. Wowzers, never really anticipated the demand for fish oil. Kind of blowing me away right now. It's almost continual production, though, so that's pretty good. What's the issue here? Why have we got no cloth production? Oh, yes. I recall. I recall exactly why we don't have any cloth production over here. It's because I messed it up. Because I messed up the production line. If there is no cloth, then it's almost all because of my fault or something. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Much better. Cloth production has been restored successfully. Excellent. I mean, this area is working like a well-oiled machine, it feels. It really does feel very, very smooth. The amount of fish oil that we have, though, is still somewhat surprising. We've got a lot of fish oil. Let me double down on our fish oil transport. All right, so fish oil all the way over to here. We'll get a second boat doing deliveries. Again, because I think that, you know, we can. Like, we really can afford to get a lot of deliveries of this fish oil stuff. As I say, this is the only reliable income that we have of blue coins right now. So making sure that this area works as smoothly as it possibly can is pretty darned imperative, to be honest. Pretty darned imperative. Right. I'm going to create another output for herbs again, just to be on the safe side. In an ideal world, this could all be done with one singular belt, but the unfortunate reality is that we don't have the super fast belt yet, but we will. Don't worry about it. We will absolutely have it. Either way, it's going to take a little while for that additional delivery of medical wraps, etc., to filter through. But when it does, there is going to be a substantial uptick in blue coin production. Okay, so that is half the battle right there. That is half the battle. That is a overhaul of our existing blue coin area. Now, this water temple is chilling over here. Now, you see, the thing is that I did say that I could move the water temple. I could definitely move it. Oh, actually, turns out I am entirely mistaken. I cannot move it. I was away to say, even if I can move it, I kind of don't want to, because that kind of like ruins the whole game. Well, it doesn't ruin the whole game, but you know, it affects the vibe a little bit, and we're very pro vibe here. Anyway, so I thought what we'd do is we'd take a little bit of time, flatten out this land a little bit, even if it makes the landscape look pretty darn abysmal. What's the change? Watch the change there. I mean, I'm always constantly making land abysmal. Again, trying not to interfere with the water too much. And to be honest, looks like we don't really interfere with anything too much there. So yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll take that. You can see, by the way, that magma has made a completely transformative difference to the way that we forge stuff over here. I mean, everything is looking good. And I don't think that there's anything to complain about. Truth be told, these workshops that are making reinforced planks, they could do with getting additional workers. Let's bump them up to 5 in each and every one. There we go. To be honest, I still think we need more iron over here. There we go. Let's just even the playing field. We're gonna need a lot more iron, but that's fine. Also, there was a comment about how the pickaxes weren't actually supplying to this mine shaft over here, over to the mining shard. Well, they were supplying, but they weren't actually being utilized, so the underground resources were not being used. Or the underground replenishment was not being taken advantage of, so we've fixed that now. Safe to say that things are looking a little bit better over here, which is excellent. Okay, blue coinage, we're presumably going to be getting to a stage soon where we get a whole bunch of, yeah, look at this boat. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. In fact, are we producing so many wraps that we're going to need to get another boat? Oh, we totally are. Right, that's excellent. Okay, so we go deliver everything, right, all the way over to here Is that fine? That is totally fine. Okay, so that has a second supply boat. That is gonna... I mean, that's basically like, it's basically a doubling all of our resources, which is great. All of the resources shipped. Excellent. Okay, happiness hasn't actually dropped off too much. I was a little bit apprehensive that happiness would have decreased a substantial amount, but it doesn't seem like that has been the case. Anyway, so we got the water temple over there. We need to find a waterstone source. A waterstone source that is reasonably nearby. Is that really the nearest waterstone source? To the temple, that is. Nearest source to the temple. Oh, flippin' heck. This water temple is miles away from any waterstone. Have I perhaps trashed a waterstone source that was near it? That's technically near, but that's a tiny little source. Even that waterstone source isn't huge. Am I missing something? Maybe I've trashed like a lot of waterstone sources, but it doesn't look like there are very many. There's another one over here. Wow, okay, so there is literally like 3 bits of waterstone around the map, unless I'm missing something that is blindingly obvious. Well, look, what can I say? It restricts our ability a little bit, but to be honest, we should be totally fine. We should be totally fine. This gold needs to stay here because we're using it, and it's very, very important. These trees do not have to stay here. If we need fuel, we can just tap into the nearby magma line. It's very cool to say, isn't it? Very, very cool to say. Right, so let's grab the mine over here. Cool. We're gonna say mine up the waterstone. Ooh, again, gonna consume the blue coins. Gonna consume the blue coins. That's a tough gig. That's a tough gig, that one. Right. So, what is the best way of moving this resource over to here? It might just be with a belt, to be honest. It might just be with a belt. I mean, is this going to take up a lot of belt resources in order to make it work? But is that a price that I'm willing to pay? I think it probably is. So let's get ourselves, you know, standard sort of setup. We'll extract to... Do we want to extract to elemental refineries over here? I feel like maybe that's the better play. We've got a little bit more space to play around with over here. So let's just choose to do that. Right, excellent. And you know what? Let's not bother terraforming over here. Let's just build a little bit of a scaffolding platform. Excellent. I'm surprised that, you know, each and every time I build scaffolding, I'm always surprised that I don't end up running out of planks, because I haven't really tweaked plank production since the very beginning of the game. Right, what do we got? We're making water ether, excellent. Water ether, excellent. This is the last time that we're going to have to do this setup, by the way, which is quite nice. Pretty happy with that. Also, good news is that we're very, very, very close to the mana system. Excuse me? You flippin' idiot potato. Each and every time, you consistently end up powering the barn. You are so unbelievably incompetent sometimes. It blows my mind. I don't know why, but apparently I just like to power the barn. I like to power the barn with mana crystals. That is what's happening here, and it is a bit of a disaster. Anyway, hopefully that'll keep the process a little bit refreshed, and keep everything in good working order there. We may have to adjust the number of crystals that we have on this belt here, but that's okay. Anyway, that's the water ether, so that's a good step in the right direction, isn't it? Yeah, this is looking good. Let me see. Give me a couple of additional rechargers here. Yep. Wonderful. Okay, looking very, very good. May not make a huge difference, but it may make a huge difference. You never know. Either way, we're probably going to need more... We're probably going to need more mine production. How many people have got in the mine over here? Just one at the moment. To be honest, one miner has consistently been, like, fine. the air temple can only process. It can only process so many crystals at once. Also, this water temple requires 20 blue coins. Flippin' heck, this is gonna be dicey. Okay, how are we gonna get the resources to where we need to go? Do you know what time it is? Unironically, I think it's time to jewel part of this train track. The reason that I think it's time to jewel this train track is that we can actually, by creating a one-way... Okay, that's going to need to get changed. By creating a one-way train track here... Yes, I know, we just built that in the last episode, etc. By creating a one-way train track over here, we should manage... There we go. Wonderful. We should manage to use this stretch twice. We should be able to use it once going there, once going back. Even if it's only this stretch of track that ends up getting jeweled, it's still going to make a big difference for us. Right. Let's change this. Change this. Okay, so one way. Let's say that is one way. That is one way. Gonna actually delete these bits here. Then that goes in there. And that goes in there. Okay, so with that, it should be reasonably easy. I think I actually want to change direction for a reason that will become clear in just a second. Right. Okay. So, we're gonna try and get the track to come off in this direction. That actually works pretty much perfectly. The only issue that I have is that this land is still a little bit jaggedy, so we can hopefully get that fixed. That goes over there. Wonderful. We got a train station somewhere. Yep. And where do I want to put this? Where do I want to put this? You know what I want to do? I want to try again with that track. And let's see if indeed we can do something akin to this. Excellent. And then a bit of scaffold over there. And then we go down. Or not, I guess, as the case may be. Right. Okay, try that now. Now we go down from here. And then we go... I guess we can go up from there, but it's probably better if we go... down. Okay, no, it's not working the way that it's intended to. Fine. What's the height difference there? Honestly, not substantial. Not substantial at all. What about that now? Will you find a correct route? It's correct enough, I guess. Sure. Right, that gets a one-way signal. That gets a one-way signal. Shouldn't fail. Shouldn't fail me. We are gonna have like some fail-safe systems in place here. Like those one-way signals are just mostly as reminders. They're flippin' egg potato. What are you doing here? Mostly they're reminders to myself about what can go where and the directionality of the system. But that's okay. We'll get that fixed up in just a second. Right. So we're gonna be moving ether over to here. Let's put the train stop there. We're gonna say unload over here. We're gonna get a barn, which is gonna be where we hold all of the resources. Wonderful. Excellent. And then we can literally just set up another silo over here. Right. So far, so good. In there. In there. And that's it. That's it, really. Ooh, the one thing that I am a little bit concerned about is that we should make sure that we don't interfere with the boat line too much. And in order to make sure that we can backlog the crystals on land, I'm going to do something like this. So we actually only put one bit of belt in the water, one additional bit of scaffolding in the water, which I'm gonna hope that boats weren't using to navigate. Otherwise, we may end up bugging out the boats a little bit. Right. So far, so good. That's looking pretty comfy. Now, we just need to make sure that we go and put some fail-safes in the system, and we also need to make sure that the station up here is in good working condition or something. I mean, that looks fine to me. That looks fine to me, although it doesn't actually look fine at all. Yeah, okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to extend this scaffolding approach. I love scaffolding, by the way. Is it not the best thing in this game? Tell me that it's not the best thing in this game. Of course, I place it in stupid locations, but, you know, don't let that detract from the fact that it's a fantastic mechanic and a fantastic building tool. Right, grab the train station, just so that we know what we're playing around with here. That is fine, right? And then that really informs the route that we're going to have to go. Right? We're going to go up here. We're going to drag it backwards, because dragging it backwards is so much more enjoyable. That looks pretty darn good to me. I'm going to come around. And we are literally going to come all the way back. We need to go to there. Wonderful. Almost. It's very close to working. It's very close to working. I tell you what, let's just drag it out. Let's just drag it out. Ah. That works just perfectly. Okay, so one way. Yep. One way. Yeah. Cool. I think that should all work. I think that should all work. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually put in a... It's a sorter. That's what I'm after. I'm after a sorter. And we're going to direct only carts that have got an item filter of water ether. Right? I think that is what we need to do in order to make this area work. I need to copy a train stop. Faces into the building, although it may very well need to face out from the building. It does. Okay, did it automatically, turned around. And then let's go like that. Let's go like that. Okay. We don't have any trains that are running on the system quite yet, but we will in a bit. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. First of all, we need to make sure that our supply of logs is not interrupted. Ooh, that's nasty. That is nasty. Right, I mean, look, turn off this one-way block just for a second. So why did that not decide to go in there like so? It's because this shouldn't be connected in all of the ways that it is connected. First of all, it needs to be connected around there, which is great. And it needs to be connected across here. It doesn't need to be connected to this setup over here. Yeah. Very, very good. Actually, no, tell a lie. It does need to be connected to that setup over there, doesn't it? Yeah, screwed the pooch on that one. Alright, turns out I was wrong. It does need to be connected. It does need to be connected absolutely everywhere that it is connected. Yeah, you've come to the wrong location because I relaxed my system just for a second. I mean, what is the way that we solve this? The way that we solve this is by putting in place a pusher, I think, right? We can't put in place a pusher, otherwise it's all gonna end up not working. Okay, I'm seeing a flaw. I'm seeing a flaw in this system. There's a crack in the matrix or something. Okay, so far so good. That's working. I think the return journey. Right, you know what? Again, sorter, ether. Water ether, excellent. Okay, so that's going to dictate that only water ether trains go down this way, which is going to force that train up that way. Fine. Good so far. The only issue I worry about is the way back. That's going to be the problem. I've kind of taken a little bit of a, I don't know, it's a bit of a halfway approach. I feel like maybe if I'm going to duel it, I should just duel all of the track at the same time. Before we go and check on that, how are we doing over in the barn? We're not doing too badly. How are we doing over in this area? Not bad. Fish oil. Where's our fish oil production gone? It's gone somewhere. No idea where it's gone. If we could get it back, that'd be great. Alright, let's watch what happens over here. Right. There is a way that this can be rectified. There is definitely a way that this can be rectified. There is definitely a way that this can be rectified. Oh, boy. It's just a funky mess, though, isn't it? It's just a funky mess. Do we have any block that would really help us out at this moment in time? To be honest, I was going to say we could put a one-way block in here, but that wouldn't quite cut it for us. Because it would just send everything on the way back. Again, this is kind of the downside from not one-wayifying everything. What would it be like if we were to one-wayify everything? Right, here's what I'm gonna do. Right, first of all, let's delete this. There we go. You can go through. I know it's not perfect, but it is what it is. I can't even put in place a pusher over here. Right. If I free the space constraints here a little bit. Right. Give myself a little bit more room to work with here. And then let's redo this. Okay. And we'll see if we can merge into one. Okay, what was I thinking here? What was I thinking? It's a great question. It's a wonderful, brilliant question. Sure, that looks absolutely horrific. Let me work on that bit in a little bit. Okay, so we want the basic one-way route to continue, right? We want the basic one-way route to continue. However, can I do something like that? Where this is only like so. Yeah, okay, how about that? So will that solve the problem? That will actually solve the problem. So it'll just continue down this way. You'll connect up there. Excellent. However, how do we get back? We get back by running up here and running up there. Does that solve the problem? Does that solve the problem? I feel like it might actually solve the problem. Okay, let's free the train from this area over here. Now, of course, we've only tested this. We've only tested this with one singular train thus far. When we introduce the second train, that's gonna be a different ball game. Okay, so far so good. We're gonna force down the ether train down this route, and then if it doesn't work, it should head up this way. It heads straight across the junction. Okay, that's good. That works. That's perfect. Right, so let's copy this locomotive. Copy this locomotive. That down there. I'm hoping, by the way, that locomotives can detect what their trailers have in them. So I'm going to allocate these all as water ether trailers. And I hope that we're just going to be able to sort the train down in that specific direction. Bit of a risk that I'm taking, because I don't know if the sorter will account for the engine. Also, I know that we don't really have a source of fuel yet. Oh, no. Go the other way. Looking good, though. Looking very, very good. Looking very, very good. I know that things are going to be slow for a little bit. That's actually fine. It's actually totally fine. Right, we are going to delay the return of that train, but that's okay. Right, I tell you what, video game. I tell you what. What are the chances? What are the chances that we could maybe put a fuel setup in here? Probably fairly negative, actually. Our fuel setup is currently over at this side. I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense. It would make sense if it was moved more over here. I tell you what, hold up. We can use magma as fuel. Okay, that kind of rectifies almost everything. We can use magma as fuel. Okay, ditch this one-way signal as it's not actually required. Rail loader, get that removed. One way, get that removed. Copy this silo over here, get that rail loader removed as it's not what's required here. What is required is a fuel loader. Comes out there, comes out there. The water can come from, I don't know, just like a well or something. And to be honest, this is good because we're actually going to free up a worker as well. Like one singular worker can only be placed on terrain. I forgot about that. I had forgotten about that. What about a steam pump? I know it's a bit of a faff, but you know, whatever. Water pump. Water pump can only be placed on terrain too. Actually, this is not a problem. I'm thinking, what can I do? The answer is very, very simple. I just use some fluid pipes. It's quite literally that simple. I mean, I don't use enough fluid pipes, to be honest. So let's set up like a well setup over here. Yeah, that's fine. Fluid pipes, excellent. Can we transport fluid pipe to... I mean, do we have any reference fluid pipe? We do. It can go straight into buildings. Can it go into... what the heck am I doing? I've got a splitter. I don't want a splitter. Can we go straight into... to silos? It looks like we can go straight into silos. Right, so let's go into this silo right here. We're gonna need a connector. Please pause. Just fixing the problems here. There we go. Connector, fluid pipe connector. Throw that in there. Will that work? Will that work? Will it, won't it? I hope it will. Let's have a little look-see. Doesn't look like it wants to work. Doesn't look like it wants to work. Also, this is going to be a painfully slow locomotive journey. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very slow locomotive journey. I mean, if I allocate this as water, will that do it? In, out, input. Put it on input. Yeah, it doesn't want to work. It doesn't want to work, funnily enough. Even though other silos in other places will work. I don't know why that's the case. Are we still chugging along here? No, we're not. We're gonna need to stop and restart it for a bit, unfortunately, before it gets back to working order. Yeah, how the heck are we gonna do this? I mean, okay, see if I can place a silo on land. And yet now that seems to work completely adequately. Is it an elevation thing? It might be an elevation thing that I'm missing. Okay, either way, ditch this. And see if we can move this now. Because it doesn't feel like anything that I'm doing shouldn't work. And yet it is not. It is absolutely not. Is it maybe because water just doesn't flow well downhill? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of the problem. It doesn't feel like it should be the issue though. I mean, if I create a if I create a physical pipe system, I'm sure it'll work. It's just a little bit of a pain in the backside because the physical pipe system is, you know, a pain in the backside. Okay, ditch all of this. Okay, copy paste that over there. Let's go. Fluid pipes, get out of grid mode. Let's copy. Let's get the pipe from the front, shall we? Okay, I really find it difficult to get contact on the connector. It doesn't really want to go, does it? No, you don't want to go. You don't want to go, video game. I'm flipping trying here, but you don't want to go. Which is going to provide the largest problem out of all of this. At this point, it's almost like it's not worth it. It's just simply not worth it. Okay, you know what? Ditch that, ditch that, ditch that, ditch that. I would love to make that work, but it's just not worth, like all of the time that I think I'd need to invest in it to make it work. Cool. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to see if... Oh, wonderful. We got a steam locomotive that did actually make it out over here. Yeah, what we're going to do, literally just place down a whole bunch of scaffold. Whole bunch of scaffold. Over here. Give me nice and simple. Ditch that. Give me a well somewhere. A well, a well, a well. Thank you. It's on terrain now. You can't complain at me, video game. Cool. Grab a silo. That in there. Ditch the rail loader. That's going to become the space that we put some fuel or something. Don't know where we're going to get said fuel, but if there's tree patch around... Oh, man, there's coal patch around, actually. It's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Okay, let's do that. Literally just going to have one worker working here. I would love to get a unified sort of fuel depot at some point. That will clearly have to occur another day. It's just not possible for... It's just not possible for it to work at this moment in time. You know, technical difficulties, something like that, eh? Okay, but so far the wood train looks good, I think. Or does it? Where the heck is the wood train? Oh, it's stopped. There we go. Return the wood train to... Wait, what? How the heck did the wood train's fuel all run out? That's a big old question mark. Is it going to be able to get up this hill? I think it should if I stop and start it again and again. I have no idea how that managed to break down. Okay, let's just sort of coax it around the track. Nice. Okay, get up some real speed over there. We'll coax you up in just a second. We're just gonna wait for the coal to fill up and also the water. It's gonna take a little while, but don't worry about it. Should be fine. Okay, let's flip and start water production as soon as we possibly can. Okay, stop, start. Wonderful. Haven't ditched this quite yet, so that's great. Okay, good, 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 good. Let's also see if we can reconnect this. Is that an appropriate level of clearance? You know, I actually don't think it is. Pretty sure that was the level of clearance that we deleted in order to ensure that it worked in the first place. Right, that's looking not too bad. And we'll just clear this up a little bit. And again, this whole setup is necessary so that we don't interfere with the boats or whatever. Cool. Very, very happy with that. Yep, stop and start you again. Good. At least we've sort of worked out how to push them around the track. I don't know why, but our happiness is still in a good place for some weird, obscene reason. There we go. All right, now we should be able to chugga 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 choo choo at full steam ahead, which is great. Okay, wonderful. So that should work. We should not have any issues with that. We shouldn't have any issues at all. Magma, by the way, is the new hot thing. Literally and figuratively, it is the hottest of things. So that's really, really good. How's our fuel? Okay, this is maybe a little bit of a poor idea. I was thinking, hey, just one singular worker is going to be able to provide more than enough coal. No, not even close. Not even close. So what I'm going to do is a wagon, harvester drill combo here. Get this upgraded to a proper path that a wagon can speed on. And that'll be fine. Yeah, excellent. Okay, I think that we're ready to start transporting water ether. We do have like 600 units of water ether, so all this time that I'm wasting now could be better spent turning this water ether into water crystals. Just a little bit of toggling here. Let's get you filled up. Oh. Almost missed a trick there. Almost missed a trick. Let me just check that that is the right orientation to put the fuel loaders in. Looks like it is. Scroll back. Okay. We got a full thingy of water ether. Let's get loaded up with water. Let's get loaded up with fuel. And look at that. Off to the races. Excellent. Okay, so now we need to watch to see if this train, first of all, is able to fit under here. No issues whatsoever. Brilliant. And it should be forced down this route. It's able to unload its water ether. Excellent. It's able to go around. It's got plenty of fuel to do the round trip, which is great. It should just head straight ahead. To be honest, I'm not really worried about this junction here. It's the rest of the junction that I'm worried about. Even if there is a little bit of a wait there, I'm not too perturbed. There's only 2 trains on the route at the moment, so it should be fine. This is looking good. This is looking and feeling good. You know, for such a interesting way to go around dueling. I mean, if I was a smarter man, I would have just dueled the whole darn track. I would have dueled the whole track at the same time so that I didn't have to deal with this. Okay, so that is half the problem. The other problem, which I have not accounted for because I just haven't done it yet, is the fact that we're going to need a cargo boat, at least one cargo boat, transporting mana crystals over to this silo over here. It's easy, it's easy, it's peasy, it's lemon squeezy, etc. And that is it. That is the water temple. That is the water temple setup. Copyright, trademark, etc. Water temple setup. We got it. Perfect. And that's it. That's all the water crystals that we could possibly want. The only thing that we could need at this moment in time is the humble blue coin. The humble blue coin, which we are returning to time and time again. How are we doing production-wise, though? It's still ointment that we're after. It is literally fish oil. It is literally fish oil that we need. How crazy is that? Okay, water crystal. That's our first water crystal that we've just got. I just got an achievement saying that was the case, which is quite nice. Honestly, you know what? Let's double up our fish oil production, shall we? Excellent, fish oil. We need to make sure that there is still a route. Let's turn on fishing. Wonderful. We just got one fisherman over here. We'll crank it up to 5. Cool. Excellent. Okay. So that is going to increase basically by double the amount of fish oil that we're able to produce. Let's get 5 things of fish oil. Steam pipe overlay. Yep. You bet your bottom dollar I'm going to boost this. It's so nice not to have to worry about an output, you know, somewhere to put crystals. Yep. So we added the steam booster. That's perfect. And that is going to increase our output tremendously. Excellent. Cool. I mean, what can I say? This is just about the best case scenario for us. We could add a fire booster at 100% production bonus. I don't think I'm really interested in doing that, to be fair. Let's upgrade the facility once. The one thing that we need to make sure is that we've got over 80 fish oil by the time that the next boat arrives. This is, by the way, this is a cargo boat that is going around to the other side of the map. That's an almost fully loaded cargo boat, filled with all of the ointment and the wraps that we could possibly want to deliver. Yeah. It seems like a second kitchen producing fish oil was definitely the way to go. Maybe even another one. Dare I say, do we need another kitchen? It almost seems that way. We're gonna have what, like 71? I think we should be fine. Okay, so this boat is gonna take 75. It's not gonna take the full 80. Ideally, we want to be maxing that out each and every time a boat does a delivery, but you know, we can't always have that. Man, this is a lot of fish oil that we're going through now. Kind of obscene, actually. Kind of obscene. I feel like maybe I should do something about the fact that there is so much fish oil here. Right, so what I'm going to do... Let me move this around a little bit. There we go. So, primarily, this is to avoid the fact that we can't input resources through the front door. Or if we can, it causes big problems, so I'm not going to deal with that. Grabber, yep. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to be able to output fish oil at double the rate, which is excellent. Yeah, yikes. How the heck did that get there? We're not outputting through the front door, though. We're not outputting through the front door. May have to tweak this a little bit, but... Okay, how the heck did that get over there? Oh, it's because of the splitter over here. Yeah, I straight up did not appreciate that. It's always the splitters that end up causing the issues, isn't it? To be honest, why the heck am I going from... This is just utter stupidity on my part. There's no reason that this needs to exist now that we've got this this extra route in. There we go. Much better. Okay, so that's going to supply double the fish oil. It does mean that there's going to be a slightly higher demand on our fish oil, but, you know, as I've already said, we're trying to meet that demand by the fact that we got a secondary boat. You know what? I'm actually going to get another one. Straight up, just going to get another one. Let's get another fishing dock. Sure. Fish oil. Excellent. Cool. And in there. Crank it up to 5 workers. Crank this up to 5 workers. And I think we should be able to max out our fish oil production even more. Dare I say I'd like to get a third boat. A third boat would be a good idea in my opinion. But we'll have to see if we can actually just deal with the amount of herbs that we actually need. Man, the amount of herbs that we need, it's insane. It's actually insane. We need more herbs than we've got being moved in on 2 belts. Pretty much 2 full belts worth of herbs, by the way. 2 full belts worth of herbs we've got coming in here, and we're still not producing anywhere near enough. I mean, you know, what can you do at this point? What can you do? Something that we may very well choose to do. Let me see if we can get a farm right over here. Maybe is a little bit of a bad decision, but you know what? I relish making bad decisions. I relish the opportunity to make a bunch of bad decisions. Let's plant some tiles over here underneath these herb plants. For now, that's just what we're going to have to use. Right? This is what it's come to. This is what it's come to. Right. Excellent. It's fine. Sure, you know what? Let's go for that. Let's go for that. That's not going to impede the flow of anything, I don't think. That is, by the way, I hope, just one singular one singular piece of the puzzle, we're literally going to get a full belt, I hope, worth. A full 3 belts, should I say, worth of resources. Oh, no. Okay, excellent. Right. It looks big, it looks juicy, it looks a little bit complicated, but you know what? It's very easy setup. Right. All we need to do is set some grabbers on the farm, and then we'll be golden. Those belts do not have to be cloth. I'm not committed to the idea that they will be cloth. I'm just committed to the idea that we're going to be producing herbs more locally. It's annoying because I need to invest in another farm. Massive pain in the backside, but if it has to be done, it has to be done. We're not even close. We're not even close to continuously having ointment production here. And ointment production is really, really important. Half of the production goes to the wraps. Half of the production is just sold at the apothecary. So it's really important that we hit that. This kitchen, believe it or not, is the most important part of the entirety of the puzzle. It's really, really, really weird to say, but it's true. It really, really is. Okay, also, we're now backlogged in ointment so much that we're going to have to speed this up. Excellent. That makes me very, very happy. That makes me very, very, very happy. Okay, fish oil doesn't look to be too much of a problem at this moment in time, which is great. May very well end up being a little bit more of a problem in a bit. Look at that. Okay, blue coins. Blue coins seem to be in a good place. How are we doing in terms of crystal production? Not bad, to be honest. Not bad at all. We got plenty of ether. There is precious little that we can do to speed that up. I mean, the only thing that we can do is solidify our blue coin situation. If we can sort that out, then that would be great. The other thing that we can do that I have thus far not really mentioned is that, what do we need to provide over here? Mana power over here, and then water power to these 2 enchanters. I think that's what I want to do. So I think I literally just want to set up a very, very simple loop here to these 2. To these 2, thank you, there we go, enchanters. Right, little bit of a rocky area to work with, but that's fine. We can do our best. Yep, cool. What we're gonna do basically is we're gonna set up a mana receiver, a couple of rechargers, etc. You know the story by now, don't you? You do indeed. You do indeed. You're smart cookies, all of you. I am the least smart cookie here. By a wide margin, in fact. A wide margin. Oh my god. Yes, okay, as if you needed any proof. As if you needed any proof to see that I was the one that all this time needed help the most. Okay, mana receiver in there. Excellent. Mana transmitter over there. Cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link up the pipes. Should be very, very easy to link them up. So the spent pipes will, the spent resources literally just drop down there. Re-energized resources going to come around here and up there. It's going to be a very small loop. A very, very, very highly small, highly loopy loop. That over there. This change in altitude is going to be... Ooh, it's going to be nasty. Gonna be nasty. But you know what? That's okay. It's... What the heck are you doing, potato? It's something that we can cope with. Okay, look, this is very, very hastily thrown together. I hope you'll forgive me. Oh, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. I should have just done my due diligence and flattened this area out before I ended up ruining it. Oh, God. This is just... just the flipping worst, isn't it? Oh boy. Okay, you know what? There we go. Excellent. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Give me some splitters. Give me some splitters in here. I know it doesn't look even slightly decent. But it is decent enough. It is decent enough. And I know that this system doesn't really work very, very well at all. In fact, I would say that it's garbage. It's hot garbage, but it's fine. It's gonna give us a little bit of extra. What is it? Blue coin. Blue coinage. That's what I'm after. It's a last Hail Mary attempt to see if we can try and get as many blue coins as we possibly can. Right, what do I need to do? I need to move this barn. Okay, I'm going to copy this barn real quick. How many crystals do we have? 42 crystals? That's actually not bad. I'm actually pretty impressed with that, given the circumstances. Right, let's energize the system with an initial burst. Don't waste any crystals, potato. You physically cannot waste any crystals here. Breathe. Nice. Okay. Saved it. Saved it. Ruined the landscape a little bit more than you usually do, but that's okay. Right. Wonderful to see that this system actually works. Excellent. So I'm just prepared to let all of these 42 crystals out into the system. It's probably not going to be enough crystals to make the system work, but it's going to be fine enough. Right, so that is half the struggle. The other struggle is to try and get gold into these two tents over here. Let's see if we can do that. Let's go to a height of 3. Excellent. This actually shouldn't be too challenging now that I think about it. Yep. It just requires a route. Right, wonderful. I feel like we're actually making something pretty impressive here. This is a very, very good setup, I feel. Even if it doesn't look very good, it feels good. It feels good. Actually, that doesn't feel super good because we should probably try and reduce the height there. Yeah. And it'll be fine. Yeah. It doesn't look like it'll go into the enchanter, but I think it will. Right, so. Give me a grabber. Allow exporting over there. I'm going to turn these two grabbers off momentarily. So that is grabbers to the crown manufacturing process. Yeah. Turn that off. And let's see if we can make this area work for just a little while. Do I want to backlog into a barn? I kind of do. Right over there, right on top of the rest of our setup. Hey, we got a water ring. Or 2, or 3, or however many we have. Either way, it's great news. It's great news. Grab a splitter, split this product in twain. Then from the barn, we're going to go direct route into the train station. Wonderful. So, the train station isn't quite yet ready to handle. It's not quite yet ready to handle the output of water rings. So we're going to have to copy and paste that over there. Let's move this around just a smidgeroony. Okay, crowns. That over there. I know there's no belt underneath, but that's fine. Okay. Okay, so that is going to be for water rings. Right? Water rings. The crowns, I believe, yep, are... Which one's crown? I can't see. All right, move that. Move that onto there. Excellent. Move that onto there. That goes out there. That goes out there. Okay. A little easy maneuver. I hate the fact that this barn is set up in such a irritating place, but it's fine. It doesn't need to be sorted for a good long time. Have we got water rings? We will not have water rings quite yet, but we will be getting there very, very shortly indeed. The other thing that we need to do is give ourselves 2 minecarts, which are also only going to take water rings. Good, good. And then same over here. Rail loader. Water rings. Excellent. I feel like this really is the way. This really is the way that we go about delivering food. I mean, this is such a efficient setup. It really feels very, very good. And there's so much room for expansion as well. It's like we're not even close. We're not even close to maxing out the maximum number of houses. There's so many more that we could fit in here. And we will get to fit in here as well, which is what I'm excited about. This setup over here is pretty close to perfect, actually. Very, very happy with the way that it's working. Okay, so we should have water rings ready to rock and roll next time. Next time the train comes around. Gold production is what's causing the most angst, I would say, of all of the processes at this moment in time. Gold is really quite necessary when creating necklaces and whatnot and water rings. How are we doing power-wise? I feel like we're probably going to be doing bad power-wise, but oh, actually, no. Not true. Not even true at all. Not even true at all. The only thing that we're missing is blue coins. The only thing that we're missing is blue coins. Also, I doofed that up. And to be honest, of all of the coins that we could possibly be missing, maybe with the exception of purple, it's probably the least annoying. You know what I mean? It's probably the least annoying. We've got so many reinforced planks that we're actually finding it difficult to move them now. Oh. That's a problem. That is a problem. Wait, hold on. Why are the reinforced planks in here? Wait, what? Oh, I know. The reinforced planks are in here because we've got a backlogged reinforced plank system. Oh, that's my bad. Okay, get all of the reinforced planks out of this train station. I suspect that we're probably just not moving enough to the general store. Yeah, to be honest, we could do with one more. We could do with one more train of reinforced planks, or one more minecart of reinforced planks. Anyway, have we got the water? We got the water ring set up yet? The water ring train, has it arrived? It should have arrived. We should have seen a couple of extra coins coming our way because of the water coins. Are they over here anywhere? No. Where the heck are they? Perhaps I've missed them. Maybe they've already come through. No, it doesn't look like they've come through quite yet. Ah, peculiar. Very, very peculiar. Reinforced crown. No. Veggie stew. Yeah, I have no idea. These are the necklace trains. These are the water ring trains. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I see what the problem is. I see what the entirety of the problem is. My bad. Watering. Upgrade storage to the max level. Sure. Okay. There we go. That was the problem. The problem was my making. The whole time. That probably doesn't surprise you, though. That probably does not surprise you. Not even slightly. Okay, ointment's looking good. Happy with that. I do still want to add trains to this system. It would be really, really cool to have like one train for each type of resource. But that's not a priority at this moment in time. Anyway, the water rings should be all unloaded very, very shortly indeed, which is great. I just want to see exactly how many. Okay, that's 13. 13 water rings times by what? 30. 30 coins a pop there. The most expensive blue coin item in the game, I think. By a wide margin as well, actually. No. Elixir is slightly more expensive. Anyway, 30 times 13 is like 900. No, not even close to 900. Like 400. Like 400. Something in that region. Either way, hopefully with the addition of the water coins, we should be able to just supplement the apothecary blue coin supply. That's the plan anyway. This is looking good. This whole setup is looking good. It's feeling very, very fresh. Very, very good, in fact. Shirt production. Yep, we're okay with shirt production. Warm coat production. I mean, this is a disaster. The fact that this area is still not speedified is a disgrace. There we go. Look, this is one of the few areas that I'm actually usually using wagons for like an essential part of the process. Okay. Are we gonna see our blue coins creep back up again? To be honest, I would be inclined to maybe say yes. What do we got coming in? 6 coins coming in. Yeah, so the reason that I'm perfectly happy just to let this system ride, the reason that I'm completely happy to stop gold coming from anywhere else. We're out of polished stone? Really? How are we out of polished stone? Polished stone also takes blue coins. Also takes a significant amount of stone. Yeah. Yep. I mean, this is an underground source that I think we're managing quite well. Yeah, we're managing it not too badly, but that still leaves a little to be desired. To be honest, let's tweak this just quickly. I really know, you know, professional YouTubers at this point would be ending the episode, but far from it. Far from professional, I am. Far from professional. So I hope you appreciate the extra 2 minutes of hashtag content that you can expect to get out of this episode. You know what? Ditch that source. Sucks to be doing, but it's fine. Twit potato. Right. Ditch that source. Right. Excellent. Good stuff. This can... or not, I guess. That's cool too. No. That actually worked out not too badly. Cool. Turns out we can just build over road. Happy with that. Alright, that looks good. That looks really, really good. I'm going to create a stonemason over here. The only reason that we didn't create a stonemason over here before was mostly because we didn't have the finances to make it happen. Excuse me? There we go. Looks good to me. Occasionally a bit of stone gets stuck. It happens. It happens to the best of us, right? Happens to the best of us. Okay. Crank the numbers in the stonemason. Crank the numbers. Give me the conveyor belts. Ooh. Don't love the fact that this worker is going to be cut off here. I'm going to have to make a bespoke little system for him to walk across. Cool. I mean, it works. If it works, it works, right? Okay, the stonemason, hopefully, should be able to do what needs to be done. I'm going to add a steam booster because, of course, I am. This is pretty important. It's a pretty important area, as areas go. And making sure that it's got the maximum level of production is also similarly quite important. Okay, so we're going to be able to extract a large amount of stone from this area, which is pretty darn good. Are we able to output almost all of our stone? It seems that way, although, to be fair, I did end up doofusing this up a little bit. Another crack. There we go. That's looking good. Okay, so 3 full belts. 3 full belts worth of stone. It's a lot of stone. 5 people in the mine. 5 workers in the mine, even. Is that enough? I think that's enough. Either way, that's a lot of polished stone, and even that I don't think is actually enough. Can you believe that? Yeah, I think we need more polished stone. It's the only reasonable way that we can increase our watering production. Seriously, that's kind of crazy. We're in a better place though. We're in a better place. How many rings are being transported? 6. 6 rings. Less than ideal. Okay, but this is going to be the first time that the train has delivered a significant number of polished stone bits and bobs. Do I want to maybe see if I can, like, draw down on, like, another stone deposit somewhere? Maybe. I do kind of like the idea of another stonemason. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. To be honest, I could just double the number of workers that are in here, and that would take it up to 1,900. Sorry, 2,900 speed times, which would be pretty darn great. The only problem with that is that I'm gonna have to find some conniving way to get this stone out of the there. Right, hold up. Here's my plan, folks. I'm gonna build scaffolding 3 blocks high over there, and then we're gonna see if we can try and connect it. It's shockingly, it actually works. It actually flippin' works. It's a Christmas miracle. Okay, this is just about the most jank setup that I think anyone could create, but I love it because it's my jank setup. That actually, it looks pretty professional, to be honest. It looks good. Okay. Crank up the number of workers in the stonemason. Add a steam booster, because of course. I know, by the way, the Steam network is just a disaster. As networks go, it's pretty darn horrific. Like, there's no splitters. None of the resources are being allocated evenly. It's just a nightmare. It is just a nightmare. Steam generator, to be fair, also is like ridiculously underpowered for the task that I'm actually asking it to do. There is also the possibility that we could just straight up have more. There we go. We could just have more stone production over here. So why the heck not? I mean, we need stone production for the bricks, for the magic mana bricks anyway, so that's fine. You know, the other thing that we could do, we could totally supply pickaxes to this mine over here. And oh boy, this is a 1 hour 17-minute long video already. Truly bad decision-making processes all around. Okay, you know what? The journey that these pickaxes are going to take will be remarkable. All the way up the hill and all the way back down the hill. Truly, there is no more noble an adventure. Why'd you want to connect in there, video game? Connect somewhere sensible. It's the iron that is causing the problem. Okay, delete that. Yeah, just go back a little bit. Okay, we're gonna have to build it there and then get a little fork over here. There we go. Wonderful. I need to copy this one. All right. There we go. It works. It only took a little while, but we got there in the end. Okay, grab a splitter. Pickaxes. Pickaxes are my new favorite thing. I love them. I love them to bits. They're saving my bacon in so many ways. I mean, this is a disaster. It's a disaster. A disaster, I tell you. That is an illegal maneuver right there. Highly illegal, but also highly cool. So, you know what? Kudos for that, video game. Do I need more stone? I kind of do need more stone, don't I? I kind of do need more stone, but not much more stone, to be fair. Okay, so the more polished stones we're making, the more blue coins it's going to cost us to make, because it costs us blue coins to make polished stone as well. However, gotta be honest, that's not really a concern for me right now. We got 41 polished stones that are going to be moved up to the area over here. Takes 2 polished stones actually to make a water ring. 12 water rings ready to go. Have we got a lot of gold backlog? And we do indeed. Okay, let's turn back on these grabbers so that I don't forget in the next episode, because otherwise I almost certainly will. I mean, look, our blue coin production is in a good place. It is in a very, very, very good place now. It's certainly in a better place than it was. It's not quite back to max levels, but the apothecary is doing well. We're satisfying both bandages and salve categories to the max, which is great. Pretty chuffed about that. We fixed the issues that we were having with the kitchen. No, we haven't fixed the issues that we were having with the kitchen. I can't stop. I cannot actually stop, folks. This is becoming a real problem. Give me some farm tiles. Okay, I'm doubling down on the fact that we're gonna have a herb farm over here. Can't copy the herbs. That's fine. Yeah, okay, double down on the herbs. There is fertilizer nearby. Shockingly enough, there is fertilizer literally just over there, but I do not think that I'm at all interested in supplying fertilizer. Not at this moment in time, anyway. Just give me a well. Yeah. Give me a well, or indeed 2. Excellent. And that is more than enough, I think, to hopefully accelerate the growth of everything on the farm, which should make all of the difference when supplying herbs. And if we can keep up our herb production, then that's great. Look, the blue coin position is good. We're in a good place. We're in a good place with regards to blue coins, so we're not going to worry about that too much. I'm going to upgrade this barn to make sure that we don't max out on... In fact, I should upgrade all my barns to make sure that I don't max out on any crystal production. Looks like they've already all been maxed out. Cool. Now swap this barn around. Copy, paste, so that we can continue our earth crystal production. You never know what you'll need 1,000 earth crystals for. You never know. You never know, folks. Holy cow. What an episode. What a jumbo episode. And a jumbo amount accomplished. Truthfully, I didn't really think that we'd be in as strong a blue position as we are. It feels good. It feels good. The water ring production as well, surprisingly, is really feeling good. The polished stone that we've amended is, or the polished stone production area that we've amended is looking and feeling good. Adding an air booster over here might not be the craziest thing in the world, 100% production speed. But you know what? We'll have to address that. Add a whole bunch of other stuff, I do indeed hope, in the next episode. Ladies and gents, it's been an absolute pleasure to play Factory Town for you today. My name, of course, has been Robotopotato. Thanks as ever to the fantastic Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/Robotopotato. Also thanks to Banana Nana and C-Senpai for being the two $25 plus tier patrons. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.